Okay.
Vinni Lettieri called up from Providence, and that follows the injury to Mark Kastelic, and that happened in the game against the Lightning. Gets cross-checked in the face, ends up in a bout with Lilleberg, misses the game against the Panthers, and at Bruins practice on Monday did not take part. And so you have Lettieri skating on a third line at practice with Trent Frederic and Oliver Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom, by the way, scoring his first goals, a member of the Bruins, game of 3-2 lead against the Panthers, and then Justin Brazeau down on that fourth line with Johnny Beecher and Cole Koepke. And so who knows if these will be the lines come Tuesday night. But, that fourth line that, we had talked about a lot in the year, Mark Kastelic was a big driver of that line. And so, if you're without him for an extended period of time, you obviously lose that element of the game and that physicality, Brick.
Yeah, that's a loss, no question about it. And, even though he doesn't really drive an offensive line, he does his job and he does it very well. And he's an asset to this team that will be missed if he's unable to play for a while. So it's that next man up mentality. You should have enough depth in terms of your third and fourth line guys to move them around to get what you need from that bottom six. So you're going to need elevated play from other players that are going to be in those situations, plain and simple. And it's all part of winning hockey. And I'm sure Kastelic would love to be in the lineup. He'd like to get right back, play against Tampa as quickly as possible. The good news is you got a couple more games with Tampa, right? 3 more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
yep.
So, there'll be an opportunity. There'll certainly be an opportunity for Kastelic to get back in the lineup against the Lightning. I'm sure that's something that he desires. But, yeah, he's a loss. But it's not catastrophic. It's not going to cause you to lose hockey games. You can make up his minutes. Can you make up his physicality? Yeah, a few other guys can handle that department. But he gives you that versatility. Can play center, can play wing on that fourth unit. He maybe even slide up to third line if necessary. And he's a good guy to have in your lineup because everybody, they play a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit tougher. That's what those guys do. So yeah, that's a loss, but it's an opportunity for somebody else. You mentioned Vinni Lettieri getting called up. We don't know if he's going to dress, if he's going to play, if he's going to get an opportunity, what kind of opportunity it's going to be. But he's got to be prepared. He's got to be ready. And anytime you get a call up from the American League, there's your opportunity. Whether it's 4 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever you play, you got to impact the game as best you can based on your skill set. And if he gets that opportunity, he's played enough games in the National Hockey League to know the situation that he's in.
All right, and so the matchup against the Lightning is tonight at TD Garden. The Bruins coming off a 4-1 loss, and talked about a little bit off the top, Brick. That was a game in which the Bruins played pretty well. It was just a couple of mistakes that cost them. You had the shorthanded goal, obviously. We talked a lot about the power play, and it's just like not only not able to score goals or generate momentum, but you got, scoring going the other way, never a good thing. And then less than a minute to go in a period, you allow a goal, and you're in a 2-0 hole going into the third period. And so it was a 4-1 final, but it was a lot closer than that, Brick.
Yeah, it was that second goal that really bothered us. You just kind of gave up the blue line too easy. It was a misread. I think it was a 2-on-1, but it was actually a 2-on-2 with the back checker getting there in time. Now you back up all the way to the dot. You're looking for a save there, but that's inside the hash mark below the dot. That's close range. This is the NHL. Guys score from there, but it was self-inflicted, So, yeah, the shorthanded goal and then that goal, and you're chasing the score when you're playing pretty good and you need a win because you've lost a bunch in a row. That stuff frustrates you. It frustrates the fans. It frustrates us when we're calling the game. It certainly frustrates the players in the organization. And you're trying to find ways to win hockey games, but you keep shooting yourself in the foot, so to speak, by making, critical errors at critical times that ends up hurting you on the scoreboard.
My question, I guess we just talked about Mark Kastelic and the cross check to the face from Lilleberg. Do we expect a physical matchup against the Lightning on Tuesday?
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
Especially towards the end of the game, right?
Yeah, well, Frederic and Chernak had a little. Yeah, Frederic and Chernak had a little something going. I remember Lorei shot the puck right at the buzzer. Was that the end of the first period? I think it was at the end of the first period. Chernak started barking at him, and then that got the rest of the Bruins' attention. Zadorov was in there. Frederic was in there. The guys you expect. So, because the game went the way it went, because Kastelic ended up in a bad situation at the end of the hockey game, I think there's some bad blood there, and it's a team that you got to beat. The team that's right there at the standings with you. Yeah, they got the games in hand, but anytime you face them straight up, it's a 4-pointer. It's a must-win for you if you want to step on people on your way up. This is the team to do it. So yeah, I expect it to be an emotional game, a physical game, a high-tempo game, and a game the Bruins want to win to build off what they did in the game against Florida.
Do you think that they're going to follow the same sort of blueprint that they did against the Lightning in that first? Or do they have to make any adjustments going into this?
Yeah,
one?
in terms of what? In terms of what?
Well, in terms of 5-on-5 mostly.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean, you'd like to see him get on the power play and score again, but in terms of the 5-on-5.
Yeah, you hope that the power play success that you had in your most recent win helps you. It helps you with the power play, and it helps you offensively. And because it's Pastrnak with the game winner, he's been finding the back of the net pretty consistently. If you can use that phrase now, you hope that he's feeling good about his game, and you hope that Swayman's feeling good about his game. That you're going to get every save that you're going to need. But in terms of the game plan, I think it's the execution of the game plan and then the consistent offensive zone time. We talk about how you throw the puck into the zone. Don't let Vasilevsky be able to set it up for his defenseman. Don't throw it cross corner so it comes right back to the D. Don't wrap it around hard when you're making a line change and the line change is on the other side of the ice. I mean, you're just giving possession up. I think that's one area they could be better because they didn't establish the forechecking game that they're capable of establishing with some of those better dump ins. That's just one little X's and O, and you got to be aware when the top offensive guys are on the ice. You can say that about every team, but this team in particular because of their offense. You got to know when Kucherov's out there with Point, with Gensel. Hagel's a pretty good player. Hedman on the back end. Those are the guys that you got to be aware of. Don't give them extra outs, so to speak. You get a chance to relieve pressure in the defensive zone. Make sure that puck gets into center ice or completely out with a clean exit. I think those areas of the game, those details for Boston, if they can improve on those and play a more disciplined game in that area, along with staying out of the box, I think their chances of winning go way up.
Yeah, stay out of the box against a team that has an excellent power play, but they're second best in the league in power play percentage on the road. And so that is the deal going into tonight's matchup against Tampa Bay Lightning. Back on the call, Brick, it feels like you haven't been in the booth for like 2 weeks, I mean, 5 days. It's only 5 days, but that national game, man, it hasn't played, that just seems like does it feel like a long time?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
You're at that point in the season. We're talking about the Bruins and understanding where they are in the standings and the importance of these next several weeks in terms of making sure that you're a playoff team. These are the games you want to do. These are the games you want to work. You want to be a part of it. You want to watch it firsthand. You're hoping you get a great performance from the Bruins. You want a quality hockey game. It's always fun to do a game when both teams have their A game and may the best team win that night. And that's what you hope to get around now. I know it's dog days, and people talk about dog days at this point in the schedule, but these are huge games, and these are the games you want to be a part of if you can be a part of and not have to be a bystander and have to watch it or listen to it.
Yeah, you have a playoff race to motivate you, no doubt about that.
Right,
12 games until the 2-week break. You'll be at 57 games left when you return, and then the trade deadline, is a couple of weeks after that.
Right.
So, things are going to start to happen very quickly. So, looking forward to the matchup against the Lightning.